Hey, welcome in. I am the Crypto Bull God, and this is All in the Charts. If you appreciate the content, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, drop me a comment. You have to click the bell icon for all notifications. You have to click all notifications. Guys, spam calls have been at peak levels lately. I have no idea what's going on. Make sure you have to, I'm going to get some animation up. I was actually looking into that prior to the live stream. YouTube makes it very tricky. You can't just click the bell icon. You literally have to select all notifications to know when I go live. Make sure you do that. Also, you got to click all notifications to know when videos like this are coming out. So I am into a higher degree going through there's only two charts I'm covering in this video. But if you don't have all notifications on, you won't get notified when videos like that come out. That video is set to drop tomorrow, so make sure 12 midnight tonight Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you get that situated on YouTube in terms of notifications. You can find me on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and TradingView. It is one word. It is Crypto Bull God. I hope everyone's having a great day. Beautiful sunny weather here in South Florida. We've been blessed down here with tremendously positive weather down here for the past couple weeks. Weekend was kind of sketchy actually, but man, past like week and a half has been beautiful down here. No complaints. Knock on wood. No hurricanes have hit South Florida. I have that National Hurricane Center radar window open like I always do during hurricane time, hurricane peak season on my iPhone. I have a window up just for that. As live, I spill some bubbly. I am incapable of drinking. I promise you I haven't been drinking prior to the live stream, but clearly I can't conduct myself. Better to do that here than when out in public, right? Better to do that here than when out in public. But hey, we can all be a little clumsy, right? So this is me. This is, like I always say, this is the authentic me. So I hope everyone's having a great day. I see Kyle is in the live stream. Anybody else tuning in who typically isn't here? Is DT in the house? Is DT? That is the only question for this evening. I didn't see Evan yesterday. What's going on there? Evan's here like every day, and I didn't see him. Last time he was on, I think he was getting his drink on, or that was 2 live streams ago. He was making up lost ground for me since I'm not drinking this month. No, to be honest with you guys, I really haven't missed having a drink at all whatsoever. I don't want to paint the picture like I had a drink every day, because that is definitely not the case. But I thought this weekend I would miss in particular, like I went out to a really nice dinner on Friday, and the person I was with, they had drinks. And I really didn't miss it. Like I had unsweetened iced tea, which was great. And I didn't have anything to drink. And then Saturday rolled around and I didn't have anything to... Football was a big one. So to sit down and watch a game and not have a beer or anything, I didn't have anything to drink. Like I really didn't honestly miss it. So I think once in a while doing something like that in your life, like if you're a drinker or... you don't weigh your food. That was the other part of my challenge. Just to become self-aware, for how much food you're intaking, alcohol. Sometimes I think it's good to just completely just stay away from it for a bit. I think those things are good to challenge yourself in those ways dietarily. Or maybe you struggle, like maybe your fix is like ice cream, right? Or pizza or something like that. Just cutting things out every now and then just to say like, I don't really need this. So, but anyway, I hope everyone is having a good day. We are seeing a little bit of green momentum in the market today, so we're going to have a conversation regarding what I'm seeing in price. Let's get right into it, guys. Let's get right into price action as people start to slowly peter into the live stream here. It's interesting. I was on the phone with my brother about an hour ago, and he had mentioned to me that a lot of times he can't catch my live stream because he's at the gym. And at times when he's just doing cardio at home or something, he'll tune in, which I definitely appreciate. Because I recognize, like I do this live stream at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so I totally can appreciate for those that are on the East Coast, like a lot of guys are, because that's 97% of my audience, a lot of you guys are just, excuse me, just getting off of work. You may be commuting home. Maybe you work from home like I do. But regardless, you may still be at work or finishing up work. But a strong part of my audience, as I had told him, is actually not even located in the United States, which is awesome. But that's why you can catch this video in syndication. Someday, real quick before we get into the chart, someday, this live stream may be at a different time. It may be at a different time because I have a vision for this channel. And as I indicated, people have been paying attention. I'm just starting to get more involved in this community. So the live stream is something that I want to see continue. It is something I'm very passionate about. I love coming out here. I look forward to it. And I think when my life looks a little bit different, the 9 to 5 looks a little bit different, how I spend my day. I could see this live stream being earlier in the day. I could see it maybe being later at night. We'll see, play around with it. But for now, it is approximately right around 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thumbs up for everyone new tuning in. I appreciate it. Let's get into price action. We'll get into the watch list here and see what other projects make sense to look at. Now, what I typically like to do on most of these live streams, I like to start off with Bitcoin because Bitcoin's going to give you 99% of the time, 97% of the time, you can quickly assess how the crypto markets are performing by just looking at Bitcoin, okay? Because Bitcoin's going to be that driver of value. As I always say, so goes Bitcoin, so goes the rest of the market, all right? So we need to have a good idea in terms of the overall health and direction of price for Bitcoin to understand where we're at within the broader crypto cycle, as people call it, or just the general health of the crypto market. I'm seeing more people in the live stream than thumbs up. I don't quite understand how that is possible, but if you could help me out there, I'd appreciate it. Now, right now, this is the 12-hour time frame, okay? And I'm not going to regurgitate the same things I spoke to yesterday. Key thing to keep in mind is that right now, what we're trying to do, which we have not been able to do since over a month ago, we're attempting to get a candle body close above the 50 simple moving average. That might not seem like a lot, but this would actually be a pretty big deal to be able to get a candle body close that closes above the 50, because what that will instill is an increased level of not only confidence in the move that we're seeing today, but it'll instill a higher probability that we're going to see continued movement to the upside. Why would that be? Well, anytime you're below a moving average, right? Anytime you're below a moving average, it acts as resistance, okay? It acts as resistance, 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 okay? So we haven't had a candle body close on the 12-hour chart stay above the 50 simple moving average since over a month ago on August 8th, okay? So closing above here, which it looks like, a lot can happen in 2 hours and 48 minutes. We have 2 hours and 48 minutes. Would love to see price close above 26,075, okay? Bonus if we can close above 26,300. This was an area we identified on the 12-hour chart many, many moons ago as a major area of price confluence. We weren't able to hold it. You can see here as support. As soon as we broke below it, couldn't get above it, couldn't get above it. This was a nice little fake out. Couldn't get above it, couldn't get above it. We literally waked up to 26,300 in this candlestick. Right now, we're trying to push up above 26,300. So what I would say is it's a bonus today if we can close above 26,300. That would be a small win for us. But ultimately, what's the price level we're looking at? Well, and we've spoken to the fact that in this 28,200, 300, 100 range, there's actually multiple charts that show that area is a major area of price confluence. I'm really not going to have a lot of confidence in any movements that we're seeing up in price until we start getting above this $28,000 area. When you see a daily candlestick in particular start to close above, just call it 28,000, then it's time to get cautiously positive that we may be in the midst of a trend reversal back to the upside, and we'll avoid any sort of further downside that I've alluded to being higher, a higher probability event. And again, it's probabilities, no certainties. But again, this 200 SMA sits at 28,300. We have a major area of price confluence right at that 200 SMA at 28,200. We can flip to multiple time frames and see other moving averages and areas of price confluence right at that $28,000 area. Another one that sticks out to me, and I'm sure it hasn't moved much. Remember the Gaussian channel on the weekly? I'm not going to pull it up. I've spoken to it many times. I have a video out on it. The top of that Gaussian channel on the weekly is at 28,300. So that's another area of price confluence. If we pull up the daily, I bet you the 200. I think the 200 SMA is right around there. Bitcoin daily. Yeah, so if we look at the daily chart here, the 200 SMA, oh, okay, so it's at 27,600. So actually, it's a lower price level. But regardless, the $28,000 region is really a major zone, right? So until you start to see on a 12-hour, on a daily candlestick basis, closing basis, us pushing and staying above that $28,000 area, I'm not too convinced that we're going to see a turnaround in price. Because again, we're in a downtrend here. Look at the downtrend we were in here, and then we popped above it. We're in a downtrend here. Okay, so we need to pop above it. We need to get above this high at 28,200, this lower high, then this lower high at 30,200, and then ultimately all the way up here at about 32,000, okay? Now this time around, the other thing I would convey to you, and we're several $1,000s off from this. However, when I was on the phone with my brother earlier, even though we weren't talking about crypto, it wasn't the purpose of the conversation. Ultimately, crypto inevitably comes up with my family, right? Especially my brother. So I was on the phone with him, and I said, I forget how I brought it up, but he basically said, yes, something like, basically just sort of like a little bit of frustration that we're seeing, the downside we're seeing. And I said, my friend, my brother from the same mother, I said, always with the corny jokes. My brother from the same mother. I said this market can change on a dime. I've said that so many times. Guys, when we were back here, remember, I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to do that. But there was a lot of clickbait fear porn in this area. All in this area, right? Clickbait fear porn. Bitcoin to 5,000. I know who those people were. I haven't forgotten about them. I haven't forgotten about the channel that I was subscribed to for years, and literally all now that I began to see was clickbait fear porn with worrisome looks on his faces and worrisome this and worrisome that. Totally unsubscribed to his channel because I don't know if the guy got burned real bad or what the issue is, but I went back to his channel recently for the first time in many months to put a tweet out on Twitter about a lot of the clickbait fear porn, and sure enough, as soon as I went to his thumbnails, literally, the guy looks depressed in every single thumbnail. I can't understand it. But anyway, everybody was super, super bearish in this area. CBG was extremely bullish and was buying crypto in this area. And look what happened. We flipped from 15,000 all the way up to 25,000 in the matter of a couple months, right? So this is why I've been very careful with my word choices. You can be bearish. As soon as people hear that word, oh my God, CBG is bearish. You can be bearish in the shorter to intermediate term, but be monumentally bullish in the macro perspective, right? And I've continued to say, we can see some sort of a dip in price, and then a quick escalation back up in the month of October. That is the way I'm leaning, but we'll have to see how things play out here. But again, this bounce in price is good to see. I clearly laid out to you the price levels that I'd like to see today close at, and as well as moving forward, what's going to get me more convinced that this is truly, that we're truly seeing a bounce that could be truly a turnaround in price to the bullish direction. Now, another project I wanted to take a look at today was Caspa. Now, I just released a video today. You'll want to check that out if you're in the Caspa community, speaking to the ledger. And I also mentioned uphold on there and briefly spoke to price. But very quickly, if we look at a 2-day chart here, key area I've hit on in prior videos for CASPA, 4.3 cents. And look at where we're having problems getting above. If we just flip to a 12-hour chart for a moment, look at where price is having difficulty getting above, 4.3 cents. It's marked at 4.27, but all the same. I think on a lower time frame, if I go to CAS, yeah. So if I go to like a 4-hour time frame here, you can see we actually broke out of a triangular pennant formation. This could have been some sort of a bull pennant here. Regardless, you can see on a smaller time frame, if we look at a 4-hour, we've wicked up now twice to 4.3 cents. 4.3 cents is a major area, but really where I'm going to feel convicted that we're seeing a true trend reversal, because right now all we're doing, keep in mind, all we're doing, high, lower high, lower high, lower high. We still have all these lower highs, right? So in order for me to feel convicted that we're seeing a trend reversal to the upside, I want to break 4.7 cents with conviction and stay above it. When you see CASPA community, when you see CASPA have a daily close above 4.7 cents, I have high conviction that we're going to see a trend reversal back to the upside and start going towards new all-time highs. Daily close above 4.7 cents. The other thing to keep in mind, I may have hit on this in the video, 2-day charts looking good. 2-day charts looking really good. In fact, this candlestick is set to close tomorrow, so we want to see bullish momentum continue for tomorrow. If we see some nice bullish follow through tomorrow on CASPA, we're going to get this MACD cross. RSI looks beautiful. It's pushing up towards 61. Stochastic RSI looks great. And again, there's no one indicator that tells you what's going to happen with price. However, with that being said, every single time we have had a bullish cross on the MACD and it's been above zero, which is what will happen if we have follow through tomorrow, we've seen monumental rises in price. You can go back in the history of the chart. So if we've been 3 for 3 with that, this would be the 4th occurrence. No reason it has to work out, but keep a close eye on the 2-day chart for CASPA. Looking out for the downfall of the DXY. Steady, you are a smart individual, my friend. Okay, make sure you check out this video set to drop at 12 midnight tonight, because I spend most of the time, and that's why the dollar is indicated here, I spend most of my time talking about the dollar index. So make sure that you check that out. Very important to understand how much strength or weakness is in the DXY because of that inverse relationship with equities and crypto. Let's take a look at Ethereum. Now, this is the king altcoin. This is going to give you the overall health in general of the altcoin market. And right now, what I don't like to see, now I will say what I don't like to see, is we've broken this general uptrend. Is there any way I can technically draw this? I guess you could, you actually still could technically draw it like that. I like to draw it better like this, just because we have a touch here. You could draw this a couple different ways, and let me show you how, just so you just so you know that I'm not making things up and rewriting the story non-factually. You need touches, right? You need touches. Okay, so we have a touch here. Now, you can draw this more conservative. Now, if we draw it more conservative, that would mean something like this. Okay, that would mean we've broken the trend a long time ago. Or you can draw it more liberal, and you could do something like that. Okay, now that would result in this being a non-touch. But what you still have is a touch here, and right now you still have a touch here. So technically we still have this nice uptrend, but what I don't like to see on Ethereum is we're falling, and this kind of follows suit with the rest of the market in terms of the weakness that is being displayed here. We're below the 200 simple moving average. We're below the 200 simple moving average, which I don't like to see. Again, the more we hang out below this 200 simple moving average, we're opening up the door that we could fall all the way down to this green region. And again, if we get some sort of flash crash capitulation event that freaks people out, you get a lot of... The other thing I've hit on is this market is so much different than it was years ago. You have so much leverage in this market, so many longs and shorts that you can get these quick wicks. And you got to understand, take yourself out of the crypto market for a moment and realize, look at the market for what it is. It's a very, in many senses, illiquid market. It's a small market, guys. It's a very small market. So it's easy to manipulate and move price. It's easy on huge buy and sell orders, on futures, on everything that exists. All this, I call it crap, that's in this market. It's easy to have this price go haywire. So you could even have something where you get a sharp wick all the way down here. Okay, you get a sharp wick up and a huge recovery, even on something like Ethereum, right? Now, where would I not like to see price ultimately to go below on Ethereum? It's this wick right here. So really, I don't want to see Ethereum go below 1600. We could double bottom here at 1600. If we start to break 1600, then you're opening up the door, you know, based on what I'm seeing, you could go as low as 1200. You could even go back down to the 1100 range, right? So I'd like to see us stay ultimately above this low here, which, oh, not 1600, I apologize. The low here, which was at 1370. Okay, I don't want to go below 1370. 1370 is that key level I don't want to see get broken. If we look at the price indicators, I'm sure they're dead. Yeah, nothing to report on there. Just everything is sort of stagnant at the moment. You know, one other thing, guys, while I have you here on the live stream, something very important I want to turn your attention to. And I'm not exaggerating. This is exactly how it happened for me. Look at Tony. I've been following Tony for a long time. I've been subscribed to his channel for a long time. I don't catch his videos as often as I used to. I think it's just a byproduct of time. I only have time for so much. But I've always appreciated his content. I think he does a nice job. I always appreciate his content. I think he seems like a really nice guy. He's one of those people who I wouldn't mind meeting in person. Like, he just seems like a chill dude to have a beer with. But anyway, read the message here. And the message is, if you read his tweet, essentially there was someone who showed up on his phone as Chase Bank. They said they were from Coinbase and blah, 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 right? If you look at my reply, literally the same thing happened to me. And at the time he had tweeted this, I think this tweet was out here for about 43 or 45 minutes. It happened 43 to 45 minutes after he just tweeted about it. And I'm assuming since he said he just got a call, he did this like a minute or two after he got a call. So within a span of roughly 45 minutes, this scam artist, this, I'll call him an organization, this conglomerate of individuals who, if I met them in a dark alley, I can't promise what I would do to them. They called me like they called him. And what showed up on my phone was Chase. That's what showed up, Chase. I picked up the phone. I said, hello. There was silence. I said, hello, a second time. And then it was so unprofessional. I knew it was going to be a scam immediately because the guy on the other line, I heard a click and he goes, hello? And I was like, yeah, you called me. So, hi, this is Coinbase. And I was just like, I just hung up the phone. So just know that Coinbase is never going to call you. There's no exchange that's ever going to call you. Ledger is not going to email you. Ledger is not going to DM you. Ledger is not going to call you. Guys, you gotta exercise common sense. I think sometimes when this happens, especially as crafty as they make it, I can appreciate that you could be a very smart and logical and sensical individual. But sometimes when you get caught up with the day-to-day and you're busy and you're not thinking straight, you might make a mistake and do something silly. So just be aware of these things, okay? I've had people reach out to me in the past and say, hey, is this a scam? Is this not a scam? Yeah, it's a scam, you know? When in doubt, okay, general rule of principle I use, when in doubt, it's a scam, okay? If there's anything about it. And always double check things and never give out personal information. I mean, there's some no-brainer things that you guys should know. What did I want to look at here? Let's see. You know what I should do with you guys, because I haven't looked at this week yet. Let's take a quick look at traditional markets. I haven't looked at traditional markets this week. I've been a little bit busier at work, so I just haven't had an opportunity to really evaluate the charts as much as I've wanted to. Let's get off the monthly. Oh, excuse me. Oy, oy, oy. Weekly. And again, key area on the S&P. I've hit on this. What's the key area on the S&P that I've spoken to? It's 43.25. So again, what I had hit on before is we came all the way up to this huge red area of resistance we knew would be resistance if you've been following me. We came all the way down. We stayed above this key moving average on the weekly, which is the 21 exponential moving average, which is great to see. We don't want to start getting closes below there. So we stayed above there, and coincidentally, that was at the same area as 43.25. So this area that was once a major area of resistance, we cleared above it, we back tested it, and we're continuing to move up. There isn't anything concerning. Now, what I will be watching for, and I'm going to keep a closer eye on this. Right now, we have a little bit of short-term downward resistance. I want to see us. I don't care if we come all the way back down here and back test for a second or third time, technically for a third time. I don't want to, again, anytime you repeatedly back test areas of support, they weaken, right? The general rule of thumb, okay, you can check with any TA analyst. A good technical analyst will tell you the same thing or something similar. You can come back and back test it roughly 3 times. 3 independent occurrences in which you back test support is fine. Once you start increasing those number of occurrences beyond 3 back tests, that's when it starts to become very suspect, and it increases the likelihood that we could see downside. I always feel like I look like a weather forecaster when I do this. We could see further downside, and we could break this area of support, and it will once again be resistance, okay? So we could even come as low as 43.25 here, and I wouldn't be worried. I just don't want to see prices go below 43.25, and I also don't want to back test it more than one more time. So we can come down and do this and bounce up, but if we come down for a 4th time, now I'm getting a little nervous, right? So, and again, it'll be interesting to see over the next several weeks how prices interact with this downward resistance. Ultimately, we want to break it and start pushing up towards the 45 to 4,600 area. Last indice I want to quickly take a look at with you guys is the NASDAQ. Not as big an audience today, huh? About half the number that I generally get on the live stream. I thought I actually would have, although I've noticed on Mondays, usually I get more people on the live stream. I think just because I've been out of commission over the weekend, there's a little bit of a longer period of time in which we've evaluated the charts together. Plus, it's nice to know what's going on in the market on Monday to start the week off, right? More optimism in the market today in terms of just a little bit of a bounce, but yet fewer people showed up. So it's interesting. A lot of lines going on here related to a separate conversation. I'm trying to keep them up with interest rates. But anyway, the main thing to keep take away from here, okay, we're at the NASDAQ, and we're on actually a monthly. I'd rather look at this on a weekly. Yeah, we're right in this support area. So right now we're going to change that to resistance. We're right in this zone here. Now, where would I start to get worried? A little, not worried, but concerned. Where would I get concerned on the NASDAQ? If you start to see weekly candle bodies start to close below this 20 simple moving average, you're increasing the likelihood that the 10 is going to curl below the 20. These moving averages will start to curl down, and now you're going to be creating lower lows, right? Doing this. You don't want to do that. You don't want lower lows coming in here. So let's just stay above that 20 simple moving average. The 20 simple moving average is all the way down at 14,830, and we're all the way up at 15,290. So we're still in good shape and pretty far away from there. That's what I'd want to watch here. And again, we got so close to double topping here and getting towards all-time highs. When we got up here, we were roughly, 5% away or something like that? Yeah, we were 5% away. So 5% away from all-time highs. We'll have to see how this, and we actually did a live stream where we went back in time and we evaluated the NASDAQ as well as the S&P. or at least one of them. And we asked the question that when you're this close to hitting all-time highs, how many times do you roll over versus creating new all-time highs? And there was a very high likelihood that we would be creating new all-time highs in the months to follow. So something important to keep in mind. Other charts that I'd like to take a look at with you guys. Is there anything else that I think is important to update you on or that is sticking out to me? Guys, I'll take a charting question or two. Do you have one or two charts you'd like me to take a look at? I think there was one chart yesterday I didn't get an opportunity to look at. If you have a charting question for me, it can even be traditional markets. Feel free to jump in on the comments and share them. Man, Synapse is just falling apart, man. Not good. Injective. Track's having a decent day after falling yesterday. All right. No charting questions at all. All right. Well, if there are no charting questions, I'm going to take a look at one chart with you guys. I'm going to pick a chart out and take a look at it with you. So I've indicated I own a pretty hefty stack, actually, decent amount of the Graft. And what we can see right now, great. I will take a look at Quant. We're not even going to take a look at the Graft. I will take the TA question because really there isn't anything super exciting going on there. Let's take a look at Quant. Now, you know I had a video that I recently published, and this breakout is taking longer than I would have liked to have seen, but there still isn't anything overly concerning to me. When we zoom out here, just for a moment, this isn't really the right chart I wanted to look at, but I'll still be able to paint the right picture here. When we zoom out for a moment, for me, this is one of the strongest charts that I have evaluated. Let me make that point clear. I understand if you've been holding this for a while. We've been consolidating since October of last year. It's been like a year of consolidation. And that's the type of, even though as a chartist, okay, I can zoom out on this chart and I can say, wow, this is a really bullish chart. I love, especially structurally, when I compare this to a lot of other crypto projects, man, this is a strong one. Okay, I have the capability to do that because I can read charts and I know to be level-headed and zoom out. But if you take an emotional retail investor, especially someone who is buying into this, right? When I saw things on Twitter, I saw ridiculous comments on Twitter about Quant never having a serious correction again. Quant was going into the top 10. Ridiculous, just ridiculous tweets, right? That's when you know the market's getting very frothy. When you have that emotional investor in this thing, and they've been sitting here and experiencing all this, it feels so painful to those people. So painful. But as a logical individual that can read charts, I look at this and say, it's absolutely beautiful. Because what I see an impulsive wave movement up. This is, from an Elliott wave perspective, this is a wave one movement, right? Then we have this ABC sort of correction here in wave two, right? So what is this move? What's going on here, right? This is wave one of a 5-wave move within a broader 3-wave Elliott structure move, right? So we're waiting for a big, huge, impulsive third wave movement up, which I've spoken to price targets before, I believe, at least in my last video or a video before, okay? A big wave 3 movement up. But in order to make that third impulsive wave movement up, we do a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and then a 5. There's 5 waves within each wave movement, right? So meaning wave 1 has 5 waves. Wave 1, 3, and 5 are all impulsive wave movements up. Wave 2 and 4 are those corrective waves, okay? So wave 1, 3, and 5, they all have subcomponents of 5 wave movements, okay? So right now, all that's going on is we've been consolidating, waiting for this third impulsive wave movement up that's going to take us into the several $100 range, in my opinion, okay? And all we've been doing is just consolidating. And it looks like, and I know I had $100 area, area drawn here, but right now we've sort of retested this roughly $90 area, right? Now, is it possible we could go even lower if Bitcoin does the correction that we see? Absolutely, it is possible. So what I want to do with you is, even though this chart and Bitcoin in the short or intermediate time frame is going lower than I had originally anticipated, it doesn't change anything from a bullish macro perspective. And let me illustrate to you where I could see prices falling to if we see continued downside. So clearly $92, this $92 area is an area of support. You can see psychological, I mean, 90 bucks. We're just going to make it looks like, 84 actually, below 90. We're going to make that 85. Looks like 85. So right in between here, this is going to be a huge area of support, right in between 85 and like 92. All right. Now, if we break 85, where could we go? Well, in order to draw those areas of price confluence, we always look left. And what I see when I look left, I see an area right there. So I would draw an area of price confluence right there at 75, right? Could we see some sort of sharp volatility that could take us below 75? Yeah, sure, we could. But my major areas would be 92 to 85. If we lose 85, we could go as low as 75. On the weekly, some of these indicators that were turning up have started to turn back down. So again, momentum is just fading with the rest of the market. There isn't anything that's occurring within this chart that is different than the rest of the market. Where I felt we were at in the cycle, based on the timing of putting out that quant video, I did see, and I've acknowledged this, I thought that Bitcoin would be at or above 35.5K. And based on that view, right, I thought this impulsive wave movement up, this third wave of a broader Elliott third wave, that third impulsive wave movement up would have already started by now. It hasn't, and we could see a little bit further downside. So those are the areas that I would evaluate. Kyle, I have no idea what that is. AP13? What the hell is that? What is that, my friend? Never heard of that before. A news article just popped up. Anybody see Jeff Bezos' wife? Coin market cap. How old is she? I'll have to Google that. She looks quite a bit younger than him. I won't say anything. I'll keep that to myself. I've dated younger women, so I really can't speak. I really would be speaking out of both sides of my mouth. What is... did you mean to say APIS? APIS? Is this right? API. Help me out, my friend. Oh, this right here. I've never heard of this before. What the hell is this? Well, you were correct. What exchanges is this on? This is on Coinbase? I've never heard of this project. Thumbs up for everyone new tuning in. I would appreciate it. I mean, honestly, if you appreciate the channel, it helps me out. It takes no effort to hit the thumbs up. I don't understand why some people don't express their love to me in the form of thumbs up. Jesus Coin now hosts church on Twitter nightly. All right, Erica. You're my sole female audience, by the way, because there's like 3% of the audience is female. I did actually tweet something out that if I started doing live streams shirtless, would that bring in more females? That might draw the male audience away. I think guys would not really want to stare at my chest, but it might bring in the ladies. I mean, that is a possibility. So if I show my nipples, will the women show up? That is the question. Can I get that 3% to go up to 30% at least, you know? Maybe my channel could be the channel to go to for the female crypto investors in this space. Or women that just want to stare at my chest, either or, you know? I will take super chats on that. All right. I'll check out this project later. But let's pull this up. By the way, Kyle, I appreciate the question. Let me and I always appreciate you tuning in. You're always here, which is much appreciated. This may be the last question of the day. So let's see. API3 sounds like some sort of robot. Did this thing just get listed on Coinbase? No, it's been out there for a little while, huh? Let's see. I don't really know what that comment means, Erica. Boss babes. I don't really know what that means, but I'm probably just slow. It's not you, it's me. All right, so I'm flipping to a 3-day because I don't really think there's enough price data to go to the weekly. If this thing ICO'd back at the end of 2022, it ICO'd at like the worst. Well, actually, it didn't ICO at the worst time because actually the begin. Oh no, sorry, 2022. It ICO'd. It looks like at the beginning of 2022, which was like the worst time. Wow. Alrighty, let's look at price indicators and see what we got going on. Okay, MACD's starting to trend up. I like what I'm seeing in the MACD. I also like this. Check this out. Look at this RSI increasing, and price is sort of just doing this. I like that. I like that the relative strength index is increasing, and I like that the stochastic RSI is increasing. I see a lot of more people tuning into the live stream. I would appreciate a thumbs up. Kathleen is not here as the enforcer. It helps your fellow crypto brother from another mother out, which is myself. Those are the price indicators. I like what I see in particular. Well, actually, I like what I see going on in all the price indicators. Now, let's talk about areas of support. Because judging by price action, that's the first thing that's going to be important to discuss. I do not want to go below this zone. Let's just draw the rough zone. You see this zone roughly between 85 and 90 cents. Let's not break that because, again, this goes back to a conversation that we had yesterday. If we break 85 cents, what we do is we look left for price confluence in order to identify possible areas of support. And what do we see? We are literally entering the twilight zone. Remember that TV show? My mom loves that TV show. Is my mom listening right now? Hi, Mom. Don't know if you're on. Don't comment, Mom, if you're on because your name will pop up. I'm anonymous, so we don't want people to know who I am. Everybody knows me as CBG. That is my name. In fact, when I introduce myself, it's gotten very bad. I think I might have shared this with you guys. When I introduce myself and actually give my real name, it feels weird. Oh, hey, I'm Erica. Oh, hey, I'm CBG? No, I'm actually, my first name. It's getting really bad that I think of myself as Crypto Bull God and actually not my real name. Things are getting a little cray-cray for myself. Yeah, so when I look left, I see the twilight zone. There is all white space. We do not want to break 85 cents because if we break 85 cents, I have absolutely no idea where price could go. It could go to 84 cents. It could go to 48 cents, dyslexic. It could go to 2 cents. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. So let's hold 85 cents, guys. 85 to 90 cents. Next thing I would do is I would notice in this chart, one of the first things I would notice, there's a general shorter-term downtrend that has existed. Actually, it's shorter term since August that I would paint in the chart, and I would put it just like that. Okay, so we have a touch here, here. The more touches you can get on any descending or ascending line, the more powerful it is. Could I draw the chart like this? Yes, I could draw it like that. I could, but there's only 2 touches. Here I have like 5 touches, and it's a lot more significant to me. So I want to start to get, it's not about a wick. I don't want to see some sort of wick come up here. That means absolutely nothing to me. I want to see candle body closes close above this descending area of resistance. Now, where can I draw my horizontal areas of resistance? Well, I'm going to look left. This is a pretty simple exercise. The more and more you chart, this becomes easier and easier and easier. Red is for resistance, green is for support. This is at $1.40. Clearly, there's an area of resistance at $1.40. It looks like there's another area of resistance. Oh, yeah, right there. I might move this down a little. Right there. $1.19. Okay. How about one more? You know, sometimes I laugh at myself. I laugh at myself a lot, actually. But sometimes I laugh at myself because I just had a moment here where I was drawing these lines out and I was thinking to myself, people actually find this interesting. Like, I find this interesting. I'm literally in front of a computer screen right now drawing lines on a computer screen with a bunch of candlesticks. You guys find this interesting. I find this interesting. Don't get me wrong. It's just I find the humor in it. Like, this is how we're choosing to spend our time. But this is what I love, and apparently you do too. So this is $1.89, and then there's going to be one more area of price confluence that I'll give you. I like to keep things really, really simple on this channel. That high there at around 233. We'll just call it 233. Those are all your major areas of resistance, right? It's not until we start to break up above here that I'm going to feel convicted that we're in a true trend reversal. Come back. Who asked this question? It was Kyle. Kyle, come back to the channel, okay, with a question on this chart once we're up in this 233 range. When we're up in the 233 range, things may start to get more interesting. So come on back. Come on down. Price is right. Evan, you have finally showed up, my friend. You weren't here yesterday. I noticed when my frequent viewers are not here, Evan. What's up, brother? I went okay. I went poopy pee. Are we drinking again, Evan? Is this what's going on? Keep it going, man. I know what you're thinking. Evan, that's that little bit of it's called TMI. That's that little bit of information we don't need. You motivate others. Well, that I appreciate. It's funny you say that. I've had increasingly more and more people tell me that at the gym, which is very humbling. I really do appreciate that. I do. I don't really have any words for it other than to say I appreciate it. Guys, that's all I had for today. Evan, you joined a little late. You went to the bathroom apparently at some point, but you've been here. Guys, I appreciate you tuning in. I will be back tomorrow. I will be back Thursday, Friday. Have plans with a buddy of mine, hopefully, that's still going to be occurring. But we'll see. Fridays have been kind of like I'm here, not here, right? So we'll see if I'm here Friday. But I will definitely be here tomorrow for sure. And I will be here on Thursday. I gave you price levels to watch for. I almost flicked you off. I don't know what that was about. Here you go. Rock on, brother. I gave you price levels to watch for on Bitcoin for today in particular. Make sure you watch those key price areas. And make sure that you look out for my TA video that is dropping at 12 midnight that I still have to go through and edit. 2 charts. I go over 2 charts, and as always, I keep it stupid simple. It's a pretty quick video. It's like maybe 8 minutes. It's not very long, so just make sure you give that a watch. And if you appreciated the content, before you leave, hit the thumbs up button. Help me out, guys. And drop me a comment. Let me know what you like or don't like about the live stream. I always take suggestions. And click that bell icon for all notifications so you know when I go live. Until next time, which will be tomorrow, spread awareness and let's carry the education forward. Take care, everybody. Take care, take care.